Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about fire danger awareness. I'm joined by Robbie Monroe from the National Weather Service at GSP. And of course, Robbie, we've been having a higher fire danger recently. We've had a streak of over a week of no rain here, but there is some relief on the way. Talk on the fire danger and the relief that we have coming.
Sure, yeah. So we've had actually really even a month or longer of very dry conditions, and that with kind of the dying fuels as we head into the fall with all the vegetation going into dormant mode has really increased fire weather. In terms of what we have coming up, it looks like we'll have multiple chances for rain throughout the week, and on total we could be looking at half an inch to locally an inch across much of the area, higher if you live across the mountains.
So with this recent dry stretch that we had the one wildfire, I believe, in McDowell County. Is that the only one we've had? And I believe that's contained right now.
Yeah, I haven't heard the latest of that fire, but that was one that we were supporting earlier on. I know there was one up towards Pilot Mountain up in northern North Carolina as well. And there may have been one or two other smaller starts as well.
So now with the relief on the way, I want to backtrack a little bit and tell us what goes into a higher fire danger. For example, temperature, wind, and the ground drying out.
Sure. So, yeah, one of the first ingredients we like to see is what we call the fuels or vegetation drying out. And when we see fuel moisture below 10 or especially 8, that's when we start to grow really concerned for fire weather. And then some of the weather conditions we like to see for higher fire danger would include relative humidity below 30%, as well as sustained winds 15 miles per hour or gusts to 25 or higher, of course. So some combination of those are where we start to grow concerned.
And what should the public do in times of higher fire danger? What are precautions they need to take?
So the main one is just to be careful with ignition sources that could possibly start a fire. Avoid bonfires and other such activities that could really lead to a fire start and, under the right conditions, have it grow out of control.
And as we've been talking about, and as you just mentioned, we are going to see some relief this week in the form of some rain. From what I was seeing, it doesn't look like it's going to be a sustained big soaking rain. It looks like a hit and miss kind of variety as we go through the week. Maybe something more significant by the weekend. So what does that mean for the fire danger?
Sure. So I'd like to see wetting rain to help reduce the fire danger, and that's about a tenth of an inch of rainfall will at least provide a temporary relief. And so it looks like that's off and on this week, but certainly a more soaking rain later in the week maybe provide a little bit longer term relief in terms of fire weather concerns.
And it's certainly good that we're starting to get back into that wetter pattern. And as far as La Nina, now that's going to be the predominant pattern, we think, for the upcoming weekend. What does La Nina usually mean for the southeast and the upstate as far as rain and snow goes?
Sure. So in terms of La Nina conditions, we typically get drier than normal conditions, as well as possibly warmer than normal conditions for our area. But if you look at the latest from the Climate Prediction Center for the upcoming winter months from December through March, we're actually looking at odds favoring near normal precipitation. So that certainly is a good thing to see with the related drought and fire weather concerns. And in terms of winter weather across the Piedmont, it really doesn't have a strong connection, maybe slightly negative in terms of a little less than normal snowfall. But as most of our viewers probably know, that all it takes is one good storm to make or break a season out here.
So it's very possible heading into the winter months where we are now that we could still be looking at some higher fire danger if we don't get a period of soaking precipitation, rain and snow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It only takes a few weeks at most for things to dry out. So even if we do get some help coming week, by the following week or week after, if we don't kind of maintain some sort of rainfall across the area, we could be back at square one.
All right, Robbie, thanks for joining us. Anything else you'd like to add about fire danger or the upcoming La Nina winter?
No, I think we covered most of it.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us today.
All right. Thank you, Bob.